Yeah, I just totally lost some of the conversation there for like twice.
Oh, I don't know. We just started recording the after show, by the way. Welcome.
Welcome. Yeah, sorry,
Twice in one night. Screwing up my intro.
You're the one who said before we start recording.
No, okay. Yeah, maybe that's my fault. I'm sorry. I have to get a beverage, though.
Yeah, like you started talking about the confessor, and I was like, "Oh, Valor, why don't you take it from here?" I was like, you were talking about
You,
it.
sir, are unprepared.
I wasn't paying attention. I mean, I had it up right here. I'm just like, well, I don't know where he was going with that. I was thinking about what I was going to say after we were done with the confessor. Not my fault that it.
I have one computer screen, man, so multitasking is limited. Like, I have this push-to-talk button that only works if the Skype screen is,
I thought
like,
you had
pushed up.
keybinds for that, bro.
I do, but
Do you
it's like...
can bind, bro?
I need to respond to a
Barely
couple
knocking
things in chat that have just popped up. I haven't really pitched. Kakun, however you pronounce that name.
Oh, yeah.
He wants me to buy a second account. I'm not going to do that. That's just stupid. Sorry.
For what? Crowfall?
Just like you have your one player account and one crafter account. I don't have enough time in the day to manage 2 accounts and do all this stuff. I got 2 kids running around.
And you don't have time to kill people either. You'd rather go kill a mob to drop gear so you can try to look cool. I get it, bro. It's no big deal.
It's okay. Just pan your camera down and go. Let's get a picture of your crotch like we had in the pre-show.
No. Stop it.
Yes,
Stop.
please.
No, stop it.
I need it. Valor needs to see it.
No.
Dude,
No, we're good.
Valor.
you're saying you need to see my bulge.
We
do.
are
I
good.
do.
We
It's
are
awesome.
good. There is
It's
no
very
reason
impressive.
to go there.
It was purple.
All right, so moving on.
J Big got me though. He said there's no difference between grinding out materials and grinding out swords.
There you go.
It's more towards me. I think he's talking to me, and the way that I see that specific thing being is it's like a survival game. You can craft the baseline stuff, like was it Arc, for instance. You could craft baseline stuff if you level into it, but in order to get the good stuff, it's not exactly the same. But to get the good stuff, you're going to have to go to a crafter. So it's not exactly the same, but I still think that going in, each person should be self-sufficient to a standard, being able to go gather their stuff, grind out the beginning parts of the game. Yes, you're going to have to grind. There's going to be grind in the PvP game.
Yeah.
It sucks, but you're going to have to grind out
Grind in
something.
any game.
Get your gear, create the gear, wear the gear, kill some people. Hopefully they had some cool stuff. Or collect your resources, set up for the next adventure, get your guild together, and start crafting better stuff.
Yep. Well, and I mean, there's so many different ways we can take that conversation talking about grind. I think that's.
And I hate that word. I fucking hate the word grind, man.
I hate the
I
concept.
think we all do.
I hate
like,
the
yeah,
concept.
Dude, I hate it too. Like, I personally, my favorite game was Guild Wars 1 because I could go straight into PvP game with the same exact gear as everybody else, and just depending on what I wanted to wear, whatever I felt like wearing, I had the wardrobe all available.
Let me pop into my closet here. What do I want to wear today?
Right.
Suit and tie? No. I'm gonna go with the polo today. Sure. I mean, come on. I think that's as I said, we could probably do an entire show about grind. So I don't know if I want to get into it too much, because I believe we're going to have this subject come up in the future. As soon as they start, once they get past the combat system, they're going to start getting into, how these campaigns are actually going to work. And, it's going to, there's going to be some work involved. I mean,
people forgot about the grind. I think, so many people are into this game and they're thinking, like, they have this massive, like, image in their head, but I think people forgot how you would get there. Like, how do you get there, sir? Obviously, you've got to do something within the game that is a tedious task to get there, for the most part, as long as it's fun tedious. Like, if I have to go and kill 100 people to go collect 1,000 ears or whatever, 100 people, 1,000, it doesn't even, math is tough.
No, here's what makes grinding fun. Grinding in a PvE game where no one can kill you, you're just sitting there, you kill a bunch of mobs, you watch TV for 5 minutes, you kill a bunch of mobs, or you do the same thing at once, you're not paying attention, and it's boring as fuck. What makes it fun in a PvP game is if you're grinding for resources, you're grinding for gear, I don't care, whatever you're grinding for, whatever you want, people know where the hot spots are, where to go. At any moment, a party could come in and try to wipe your ass and take your shit from you. That makes it fun. Or you see people farming over there. It's like, I'm going to go take their shit. I don't need to farm.
Or you don't want them to get that resource because you don't want them to have the same gear as you, so you protect it. Yeah, like that. That stuff's fun. Like that
Well,
is fun grind.
We
So
talked
we
about
could-
Age of Conan when we used to do that. We had to protect the experience grinding places. So I
Well,
like
and
that a lot.
the reason that grind is in games is because it forces time, and people value their time. And so when you get into a PvP environment, it adds weight to that PvP. Yes, some people love grinding. You know, Scree asked, "Oh, I've never met anybody who loves grinding." It's like, well, you run into
I
them.
know people
You'll-
who love fucking
Ask the
grinding.
couple million of people that play, like Gon said earlier, World of Warcraft and the
Well, I mean-
Final Fantasy. Like all of it's just a grind. All games are grind.
It's, and you know, yes, to some extent, that's grinding, but I mean, for the most part, you're able. It's not as much repetitive motion. I mean, while yes, you've got the raids and that, you know, there's that. But you know, if you think about you know, games, you know, Arcade had some serious grind where you're literally just doing the same thing over and over and over. I mean, hundreds, thousands of times doing the same thing, hoping for a different result, which is, I believe, the
The
definition.
definition of insanity.
Insanity.
But
But-
God, I've used that already on this show, and I love it.
Yeah, but you know, the point being is, you know, people will say, "Oh, I don't love the grind," you know, but then they just do it, and they're good at it, and you know, they can just
Addiction,
sit
man.
down.
It's gambling.
They
That
can sit
next
down.
mob is going to drop
Yeah.
what I need. That next
Dude,
mob is going to drop
You know,
what I
but
need.
you know, even with crafters, you know, they can sit down and they can just, you know, hey, I'm going to raise the skill. This skill is going to be 175. You just watch. And they'll sit there and that's all they'll work on. And yes, as soon as they're like, hey guys, want a PvP? Instantly they're right there. But it's just one of those like time killers, mindless. You know, they can just kind of coast casually into it and just, you know, ride that wave. Those are the people who love the grind, and there's a lot of people because they're into gaming to avoid, I would assume, real life. You know, they go there to just, you
Wow,
know,
this is
disconnect,
just like, where did we
do
get-
whatever.
How did we get here?
Tell us how you really feel, Valor.
Jesus.
Well, look,
He like
I mean,
throws on his elf ears and he's like playing fucking whatever in the background. Like he's sitting here trying to talk to us while we're playing
People-
League of Legends and he's got a Teemo hat on.
people people have, you know, marriages in, you know, these video games. I mean, this is a real thing. You can look at the
All right, bro. I'm not talking about LARPing.
Oh,
all right?
Jesus
I'm talking about
Christ.
video games.
Shroud of the Empire. I mean, there's a lot of RP. There's a lot that goes into it, and so when you consider all of this, you know, people get in there, they grind. It's just a way to disconnect and do their thing, and they spend a lot of money to be able to do that. So, you know, viable business model. But for some of us more ADD individuals, it's just not our thing. We'd prefer a game that didn't have that, you know, FPS. You know, it's a great way to go about it. You know, but even with MOBAs, you know, yeah, you log in, you can be competitive, but you've got to work to at least get to some of the basics.
That's true. Do you need a hug? I'm just asking, bro. That was too intense. You had to walk away, man. Dragon couldn't even handle it. It's too
Dragon-
good. But you're
Dragon
right.
can't
You're
handle
right.
his liquor.
You're right.
That's his problem.
It's the way it is. We'll see how it works out because I think a lot of people forget the fact that there is going to be some sort of grind.
Yep.
It may not be the traditional grind that you're used to, but there is going to be a grind within this game.
And
So
people are paying money to get that grind. You know, and as I said, you
the
know,
only grind I care about is on the dance floor, Valerie.
there you go. I just, man, I'm out.
You guys
All
are
right.
nuts.
Oh my god, dude! So I read this article, or these past 2 weeks have been some of the best like we've gotten, right? Because it's two updates in a row, not EK. We actually got meat and potatoes. Like when I read those, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm actually reading skills, and instantly, bro, my pen and paper come out. Like I have notepads of theorycraft. I'm a nerd. This is what I do. This is how I prepared for video games. I have theorycraft. And obviously I can't do it that much right now, but I'm excited. I want numbers. I like to crunch and figure out how we can gear our team the best best we possibly can, and I'm excited for this.
It's a shame their podcast has stopped once we finally got some details to talk about.
Yeah. Well, there's for those still watching who care, there's a new podcast out there. It's new, and to me, it kind of comes across like NPR. So
It's a
if you
news program.
If you if you are looking for some more information, if the 2-ish hours of us isn't enough, feel free to check them out. Crowfall Reporter, I believe if you Google that, you can find it. Seem like nice guys. I'm sure it'll be interesting to see how their show continues. But
I'm waiting for it to actually get to an episode where they talk about stuff that I care about. I mean, they were basically doing an overview for their listeners what Crowfall's all about.
Bro, they gotta break their cherry, bro. So that's what they did. They
Oh
talked
yeah,
about
sure,
Crowfall.
no doubt.
I mean,
that's why
what it is, man.
That's why I'm waiting for.
You, sir, have been confrontational today, Dragon, and I like it.
Come on,
Hold
we
on,
actually
I
have
need
something
to
to
move my
talk
chat
about.
box so I can look at you.
oh my gosh, but yeah, no, I mean it was. I listened about 40 minutes of it while I was at work, so I wasn't able to put full attention into it. But they hit on some good news pieces, so I have nothing bad to say. Very chill, very chill. People might get annoyed with all the noise from our podcast. I don't think they'd have that argument with or that feeling towards the other one.
See, Scree talked about if we wanted MMO readers to check out our podcast, we should hit out their forums.
I forgot that they have
like viewers will come. Obviously, I mean, I think we have a lot of improving to do as a podcast, but eventually it will start to flow once Crowfall comes a little further out. But I don't want to actively seek viewers like that. Like, I don't want to go onto another forum and poach it. It's just my style.
I mean, they'll find us.
Yeah.
I mean, once we start streaming, playing the game, and people actually care about Crowfall again, because right now it's pre-alpha. Like, people who gave out money are playing other games right now. They're not watching our podcast. They're waiting for the game to actually be a game.
Right, like they're playing Witcher 3 right now,
right.
And they don't care about the podcast.
Or Path of Exile, who just released their 2.0 or whatever.
Well, and I handle a lot of our social media stuff, and I just forget that MMORPG even has forums and people use them.
I don't like shilling our stuff. It's lame.
Yeah, I mean, I'll throw a link on Reddit, and I'm not really.
You're not allowed to do that on Reddit, though.
Really?
Self-promotion. You're not allowed to do it. People frown upon that.
Well, then I guess it's just good that I'm in with the moderators.
Well, no, I mean that's an overall Reddit rule, not specifically the subreddit. But the whole point is Ace, retweets our stuff every once in a while. They've mentioned us in several of their videos. I mean, props to them and much love. I mean, that's awesome that they don't have to do that, and I love that they do, obviously. So I think once it comes down to it, I mean, if we're still around in December and we're still making shows and we're on our Season 4, Episode 30 or whatever it happens to be at that time, right? I think we'll get more followers once people are like, oh, Crowfall's Alpha 2, let's go check it out.
And we might even reach out then, right? Like we'd probably maybe like, hey, we're doing a show later on
sure.
down the road. But right now it's just so in the beginning phase. Like we just got for the first, in my opinion, the first meat and potatoes set of updates. So now this is something that we can really talk about because we kind of not pride ourselves, but we're really into the PvP mechanics, and we never really talked about crafting until today when Dragon and I were fighting over a mob dropping something. Like all things aside, honestly, I could care less, but I just felt like arguing to argue. So
I love arguing. We finally had something to actually argue about that's worth it.
And it wasn't PvP, so I actually feel I'm ashamed of myself. Like, we were arguing about what a skill should be or numbers or anything. We argued about whether this pixelated...
It's logistics.
No,
so
it's logistics, but shame on us.
So while you guys were talking about
fight
your
about?
earlier domestic dispute, I popped on MMORPG, got onto their forums, and hopped onto their general discussion, which had a thread that said, top 3 most anticipated MMORPGs. For me, what I'm seeing is Echo of Soul, King of Wushu, Skyforge, and
Skyforge ain't that bad for a weekend of fun.
Hold on, finish.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So that's the only I believe there's only
Solution's terrible.
six or seven. Oh, there's a couple. So here's everything on the first page, the entire first page of this thread. Those three: Pantheon, Camelot Unchained.
Pantheon? That's painful to listen to.
The person
Jesus
lists they list Pantheon again. So 1 and 3 of this person's top 3 was Pantheon.
And that's why we don't solicit for MMORPG readers, because they like games like that.
Black Desert, Blade and Soul, Lineage Eternal.
Lineage Eternal, I'd play that shit. Just saying.
But you play, like we all played Echoes of Soul. You're the one that continued to play it the longest, I think. Greg.
For I think another week, and then I stopped
Oh
playing.
my god!
The first and I believe only person to list Crowfall on the first 2 pages of this entire thread was the one, the only, James Goblin.
He's alive. He's a real person.
Well,
He's a real
I
person.
thought he was just an auto liker.
He's a real
like,
person.
This auto likes everything that I
no,
post.
he's
Hold on
not
a
a
second,
bot.
though. Wait a minute. You go to the front page of MMORPG.com. Top voted games. Crowfall's #1, man.
You know what? I'm telling you, this is the people on the forums.
I don't know about the forums. I'm looking at the front where you can vote. You can do some
I-
online voting on
You know,
this stuff.
hey, I'm right there with you. I'm okay with that. I
Gloria Victus. That's #2. I've never heard of that game.
I have, and that one actually looked pretty good.
Was that a Korean game?
I don't think so. I think it was Russian.
Black Eye Games.
I think. I don't remember exactly where it's from, but I remember checking out. It looked pretty good.
PvP game.
Yeah.
Oh, it's choose between 4 nations. Never mind. I'm done with hard faction-based PvP games.
Well, you gotta get away from Crowfall because they'll definitely have some of that.
No, I'll play all the free for all shit, man. Attack anybody
you
you
go.
want. I don't need to. Well, then again, I don't like 3 or 4 factions because that's irritating. But when you jack it up to 12, there's so many of them that it should probably be interesting at that point.
Yeah,
I think.
well, we'll see. I kind of like their concept with the was it the chaos, neutral, and
Balance or
balance,
whatever.
or yeah,
Chaos.
balance. I don't remember the other
We're
one.
such a good podcast.
Can
What
you
is
tell
it?
what we're going to be focused on? Not these campaigns.
Good, evil.
What are you talking about?
Good,
It's
evil, and
a-
balance. That
Yeah,
campaign.
it's like good, evil, and balance.
That's a really cool concept.
But it's
Actually, kind of like that.
But it's like chaos.
Order, chaos.
There we go. Order.
I couldn't think of the
That's the
word.
word we're looking for. Order.
You
Excellent.
nerds
Yeah.
don't. I mean, apparently I am, but come
Yes.
on, guys.
Yes.
Well, and so I think that it's actually a pretty neat concept. It's been done in the past. If one side starts winning, the other side, the neutral is going to be like, oh no, I don't want you
The
to win.
losing
So they'll
sides, mobs
they'll
start
team
dropping
up, yeah.
loot.
They'll team up with the other side. Mobs dropping loot. Everyone having fun. So they'll team up with the other side. Then it's 2v1, and at the end of the day, nobody wins. So the neutral side wins. So congratulations, balance.
I like it. No, I think that's pretty cool.
So does anyone want to jump on Gamebox with us quick before we dive into this?
Yeah, we got a couple people already in here. We've got.
Sorry to cut you off, Dragon. I just
I wasn't
want
saying
to throw that
anything.
out there quick.
We've got Kagan, and Milt, and so make sure that you guys mute the stream before you are brought in, and
Don't be noobs.
We will wait for 3, 2, 1. All right, we can bring him in.
You might not even be listening.
Dragon,
There's a delay.
Dragon,
Who's
Yeah.
gonna do it?
Dragon, are you gonna bring him in because you do the game box stuff?
All right, there you go.
Oh
All right,
man,
unmuted, but I don't think he's listening to us. He's got his headphones locked and his mic locked.
Hello?
There he is.
I had like 3 things open, sorry.
It's all right, man. What's up? What do you want to talk about?
The biggest thing was I even wrote notes, man, at work. I was so freaking happy about this update.
that's
Yes,
more prep.
that's a good one.
Dude, yeah, all of us were, man.
It's like my favorite archetype, and they just... Oh, I don't even care about all those haters and whining about the numbers. I was like, you guys just don't understand how cool this is.
It's the numbers are very superficial. Like they don't matter at this point because they're gonna change. Everything's gonna change because people don't know how strong certain things are right now. So everything's gonna change, and it's just placeholders. And to be honest, it's probably what they came up with now because Tully needs 30 seconds
He
of
needs a lot of
invulnerability.
time.
Right, so they came up with they gave him 30 seconds, but once they start to figure out like people just aren't that bad at PvP, they're gonna adjust those numbers as needed. So,
Yeah, I totally don't get it. It's like, you know, we're not even in the balance testing phase that everybody's used to in beta. So whatever, those guys are just whiners.
whiners.
Oh, yeah,
Oscar Mayer.
We're like months away from that type of complaining, so it's just so ridiculous.
All right. So what you got? You have any
You mean notes?
notes?
You're a nerd like Lakes. Let's go.
Yeah, actually,
What'd you say?
the biggest thing for me was the righteousness one when they talked about that the mana getting that little regen.
Yeah.
Really, really, that's like distasteful because of that little random chance of getting mana.
So let me talk about that real quick. So even though there's an RNG, there is an actual method to the madness, and they do this within even MOBAs when they give you
It's not really
like
RNG,
a
though.
percent crit chance. Like the first attack is not going to give you your 70% crit. The first attack will maybe give you a percentage of that percentage, and then it will go up with each consecutive attack from there. So maybe later on down your attack chain, you'll start to get a little more procs, but you won't get very many. Like you won't get off your first attack or your second attack, and probably get it maybe later down the chain. And Blickstev actually talked about it. It's like a knob they can tune, but essentially it's a formula to where they can adjust. So it's random, but it's not
really
entirely random. It happens after a set amount of time.
If it's straight up, because so far what it said, and when I was chatting
Right.
with them, it's still based on a percentage, and that I hate so much.
I
Because
would
we're talking
agree.
PvP, and PvP is all about the tactics and strategy. And when you're going like tactics and strategy, but just constantly rolling dice, to me that is cool, but in only a super casual sense. Like in a MOBA, MOBAs are very casual, so it's totally cool to do it. But in a game like this, it seems like they're trying to achieve something more than it, and that's what bothers me.
I think it's
so,
very...
Yeah, real quick. I'm going to jump in here.
Stop
Kagan-
interrupting everybody, Valor.
What? Stop interrupting. Hey, I wouldn't. You guys talked for like 15 minutes, and I just sat
Not
there.
my problem. We have nothing.
Yeah.
Normally I sit
So-
there and I have to interrupt
Yeah,
you to
usually,
talk.
right? So, here's what I have to say about that is, I'm sure that what they're going to be able to do is they will have somebody who's really good at math, and they will say, okay, how much or how many people can this confessor realistically hit over this span of time? And then they will set their, that RNG number, that percentage, to reflect how much realistically, how much mana they can accumulate through hitting people. And what that is it's saying that they want mana regen in there in some way, shape, or form. And this is an easy way to do it without that scales the more mana you're using in combat.
I would
think
agree
it's a lame way of doing it.
I agree. I think that I would like to see every fifth attack give me a percentage of mana back. Like I like actual numbers, like you.
Yes.
But it is. I think the returns from righteousness are going to be so minute that it's not going to be extremely noticeable.
Okay,
and then
that's just it. If it's that lame, why put it in it?
Because-
so it's like, why even add
because-
a mechanic that
because-
you-
I
you
may
could-
be able to get one more absolution out of the deal, right? Out of it, an exchange. If I get
Randomly.
if I get good procs on my thing later down the chain,
Hold
I
on
can
a
maybe
second.
cast one more spell than the other person if we were casting at the same time.
That's
so then
basically
high
it.
five yourself for the randomness.
No,
okay,
no,
you're,
no, no,
You're,
because-
better, you're better
listen,
because your dice were higher than mine.
You're not because you have to take basically when developers create combat, and obviously it's never perfect, but you say you have 40 seconds of TTK, then you can calculate how much damage or how many damage events are going on through that combat on an average character. You can calculate that. So then you can tune that random chance so that if you're fully utilizing all your skills throughout a 40-second timetable, you will have enough random procs if you play you properly and on point, that you do get that extra spell in. Yes, it might be random at that time, but over 40 seconds, you're always going to get that ability if you play at your peak.
And you have to think that the numbers are set to a point where if you and I cast at the same time, right, and we do the same skill cast and hit the same object, maybe I got 3 righteousness procs, but you got 1. Or not 1, but 4. So the difference is you got 1 more righteousness proc than I did, but it's still within that set.
That won't happen though.
That one timetable, it could happen. Right?
No, there are ICDs on all these things. There's internal cooldowns.
Right. It's an ICD, but I happened to get the proc more often than you did on your last one, and we hit the same amount of times for the same amount of time. And I got 4 procs, and you got 3.
When you do the whole point of ICDs is taking the randomness out of things, so it'll pop basically every 5 seconds, essentially.
Yeah, what Dragon's saying is that if you got 4 and he got 3, the likelihood is that you hit more of your attacks than he hit.
You might get a burst, but
yeah, because it's every you got it once of your 4, and then you waited 5 seconds and you hit him again, you got your second one. Whereas if it only proc 3 times for him, the likelihood is that he didn't hit you as many times in that same span of 20-ish seconds as you hit him. And so it's all probability.
Which is a cool idea, but that's not what they wrote. And I can only go off of what their update was.
Well, he said it within our chat. Yeah. Because I'm very familiar with ICDs within these kind of randomness RNG procs type stuff, and so he clarified it within our chat.
We've talked about it in other shows where he's chimed in too.
So the update of the update is it's not random. It's just you don't get to see the cooldown.
See, your problem is you're taking this update. Cool. And you're taking it completely literal, and it's not Thomas.
30 seconds of shield time. Fuck that shit.
It'll always be 30 seconds, guys. No, I mean, like, basically, Thomas probably sat and took an hour or 2 to write down this article, and then he went back to work. I mean, like, this is not like some dissertation that was like combed over 5 million times. It's like, stop parsing the language.
No.
Spirit of the update, not the word of the update.
And moving on. Give us your next one, bro. Because
yeah.
Come on.
You're killing my soul.
Plus,
here.
that shit's going to change like 5 million times anyway. That ability might not even be in the final build. Come on.
Okay, before I move on, there's one last thing. There's a difference between a 1% chance and a 99% chance.
Yeah.
Just saying. Okay.
There is.
The next one is
very good.
And then it didn't say that. It just said chance.
Symbol there. Very
nice. All right.
Randomness.
Keep things moving along.
Okay. The next one is actually a lot of it got answered by the chat when Tom was here when we were talking about projectiles. And
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we've got Milt in the lobby still, and he's a minimum of like 35 minutes. So
okay. So the projectile physics I thought was a really cool thing that got brought up several different ways, and the latest one was through these fire gravnados that just suck things in.
Sure.
And how that's going to affect and combo off of just projectiles and tank attacks.
You can shoot a bullet around the corner with one of those things.
Freaking like it, man. If I can,
absolutely.
So if I can like knock somebody back into these tornadoes that my team set up, or even their team, right? Like that's cool. I like the being able to use skills on top of skills within this game, and
that's what Guild Wars 2 should have been.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I definitely like it. They like to talk about knobs and how they can tune things all over the place. So it
sounds like Dragon Saturday Night.
Woo! So probably knock somebody into a tornado. You're not going to get flung all over the place. You might get turned around a little bit or here or there. So I can't wait to see how it actually works. Be nice.
Right.
Well, I don't know if it actually caught up. He said that it actually is going to affect both sides. That we can have 2 different types of I don't know 2 different types. I guess simultaneous reactions through like the tornado, or even that night effect that jumps and sucks people in, or a chain effect in the middle of a tornado. So you can have like multiple physics going on.
Yeah.
That alter.
And I think that's to be expected, right?
And
like
the confessor's walking right through it.
Because he popped it. He popped his immolation, and he's like, "Yo, these tornadoes don't got shit on me."
Are you not entertained? Oh man, good times. All right, Kagan, thank you for joining us.
Please do it again every
It
week.
was a lot of fun. Yeah, definitely.
This is where talk radio, you just hang up on them and move to the next caller.
Yeah, we're gonna do the coward on
See you next time. Yeah.
the
Thanks, Kagan.
University of Michigan coach, where he's just like, "All right, coach, we gotta call that. This was a horrible interview." But no, that was actually good.
All right,
all right.
Milt's in here. What's up, brother?
Milt, welcome back. You've been gone. Oh,
Nope, not even ready.
Milt,
Chewing on ice on
you
camera.
are
It's great.
live.
So I'm actually glad. Like I had a lot of questions about what was going on with these patches and their updates and stuff. So I actually got a lot of my own personal answers, our questions answered today during the chat, and it was mainly because people are just like pinging Blickstev in the chat, and then I'm like reading that. I'm like, dude, that was the same question I had. I just haven't been able to get to it yet. So like I really enjoy this so far, and I'm trying to stall for Milt to get on here, but
I moved him back out
Yeah.
until he says he's ready. All right, capital
All right,
letters
he's ready.
bring me back in. All right, brother. What's up, man? It says bring him back in. He's not even ready.
He's muted. We have him muted.
There we go.
There we
you
go.
Did you mute him? I unmuted him.
I didn't mute him. That was you, man. That's actually automatic. So
Okay. There we go.
Damn it, guys.
I know, right? Welcome back, Milt. You've been gone for a couple weeks, so it's good to see you back.
Thanks, Valor.
Yeah, I was giving you a bit of grief because last time I think you kept us on the show for like an extra 30 minutes. So we'll try to keep this on a little bit brief. But yeah, catch us up. What's going on, man?
Nothing much. This is kind of unusual for an after show, and I apologize for last time.
Oh no.
You don't apologize for anything that happens.
You
on the
don't have
after
to
show.
apologize for anything. I mean, if I'm giving you grief, it's usually because I thought it was funny, and yeah.
Did you have anything that you wanted to contribute to the after show?
Thoughts on the update, or last week's show, or anything else? I saw you threw out a couple tweets.
Yeah, I got really hyped up on the powers and skills that are being released for the knight and the confessor, since melee versus range is pretty prominent in the gameplay. But it does make me wonder. I know that like when they're testing out the battle system, they're starting out with the knight and they're starting out with the confessor, and then you have the centaur. But I just wonder about any sort of like if we're going to understand any like a specialist archetype's powers and whatnot, because like a centaur is also considerably a melee character. So in a way, if I like see the centaurs release powers and skills, I don't feel like I get any. Sure, they're going to be much more distinguishable than the knights, but I still feel like they're still kind of like.
Here's what
much
you're
more
going to get.
melee
Here's what you're going to
abilities.
get. You got the range of the confessor, so you got the range of projectiles and the physics of all that. You got the knight, who's all about blocking and doing maybe some defense type of stuff. The centaur is all going to be about mobility, moving around, momentum, and pushing people around. So
Centaurs are going to be annoying.
So you're going to get a lot of different flavor with
buffs, debuffs, shouts.
Oh yeah, they're
Right,
going to be
rally
annoying.
around me stuff. Like that's what it's really gonna be about, boys. To be camaraderie,
Support.
bunch of ass
Support.
smacking stuff, killing shit. You know what I mean? Centaurs.
I see. Yeah, I suppose that's another way to look at it.
They're also hung like a horse.
Well, duh.
All right, we're going to end the after show now. You guys have a great week, and we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.